First stream where my face is actually showing up. Um, Gee, I look old. Well, not old, but I look a bit seasoned, son. Just a wee bit seasoned. Anywho. Oh, so this is actually fine, man. Because then you've got this viewer thing here in like the corner. I'm sure the sound quality is alright as well. So, um, yeah, I was looking at chicken pasta recipes. I want to make almost like a penne. It's like a penne chicken. But anyways, let me refresh this window very, very quickly for you. So you can see the truth about the kutrabais. This is the level I called out earlier. As one can see, I was correct. Well, I mean, listen, it's gonna trade to this level. I mean, I think I should have definitely, maybe considered getting in during this whole PM session on this sell side delivery. Yeah, but I don't give a shit. Like I said earlier in that live stream, why I couldn't take, because I knew, based on my theory, a daily unfold fair value gap, relative equal lows down here, market is reaching lower. So what had screwed me earlier was there was this gap, and I was overly zealous about, because I had this thing in my head of, oh, but the market could possibly say run from me and I might not get the trade. So, mind you, so this is a 15-minute unfold fair value gap, right after the market moved down and broke structure. So I had seen this inversion fair value gap and this bearish prop, and I went short. Obviously, I fucked myself. Um, then I was saying the safe 5 minute trade would be from there was so these up close candles. If you were to look on the 5 minute, it forms like a bearish order block. I think it's about at this level or so, and it's also a bearish breaker. So I was like, a safe trade would be an entry here at this level, stops above here, and then again, you're targeting this daily level down here. So then obviously I see this change in the state of delivery here, and I was like, one could opt to take a trade here, but price traded up to this 50-minute bullish propulsion block, rallied up higher. So it would have stopped anyone out here probably because you might have trailed your stop a bit. So would have been stopped out there. But then, as you can see, post 8:30 or so, market just ended up kind of like tanking nicely. And as one can see on the 5 minute, I missed out. So because this is the lowest down close candle high, so this was the breaker there. So I was like, your stops can always be at that previous high before the breaker was formed. So you could have put your stops up here, and you know I was gonna do it. In hindsight, I should have much rather done that instead of being fucking crazy cunt and taking stupid shorts. Not stupid shorts, just rush that 1 minute. I would have been at where the market is now, 6.4. Right, this target would be 10. If I was extremely conservative, 6. Right. Think of also like just the points in which I could have added to the trade. So, but then again, right, I look at this and I think, so there was like, where was that snapping point? So like, yeah, the session started here and I was trying to trade that 4 hour candle, but I like, where was that point of where like the market just moved and it didn't come back into the zone? That really kind of just like happened here with this price run here, as well as price making this highest up close candle, closing below here, the retracement and the snap. But you see on the 5 minutes still, that's too much, chop and change and stuff like that. So I then concluded, and I was thinking about it when I was here, but to be completely honest, I had gotten quite hammered last night, and I was just, my stomach felt terrible. I just had this urge to vomit. I was just trying to stay around for a little while, and then, oh yeah, then also the laptop was refusing to charge, so that just switched off, and I said, well, fuck it then. But it would have been after you had, because mind you, now you have a gap here. So this nice. Sorry, let me remove this up. This nice fair value gap here broke, created market structure shift here. Think of that's the highest point in the market. It's the low that formed before it, fair value gap. So that's that golden zone basically. All right. And if you were to take a fib as well, you get, you know, 61.8 to 50%. Everything below it is just kind of noise. But this is all hindsight. So then I was saying, yeah, but then why don't I just wait for a bearish propulsion block to form? So you kind of waited, so price made then these new higher series of up close candles. We don't close below it, yeah, we don't, and then we get to close here, 9 o'clock. So then you tell me, okay, cool. So only at 9 o'clock, then you get that. So then literally on that pullback up into that prop block, you one could have said, okay, bet, right? I'm not chasing the craziest RR, but I'm chasing a somewhat decent setup. And that would have been that. And if you were to go to the 5 minute and you go and ask yourself, in this whole, so it's a 15 minute, after that 9 o'clock, right? You see how, like I was saying now, we make the highest upper close candle, we close below it here. You don't just see a close and you're like, fine, the second trade up here, let's get short. Maybe you even wait. You're like, cool, let price dig up a bit higher. Because like the significance of fair value gaps or inversion fair value gaps and propulsion blocks cannot be understated. Like this here, you had this inversion right here, plus a volume imbalance, plus a breaker here, this propulsion block. If one had decided to go short will at this up close candle and decided that their stop loss is going to be, you know, like right over here, just up there, could have taken much higher odd trade. But then again, this is happening at 6:25 a.m. New York time. In my head, I'm not even at the charts. Well, not obviously, I'm not at the, but I wasn't at the charts. But if I was there in a moment, I'm thinking to myself, no, this is before 7 o'clock. Like New York hasn't even opened yet. What's going to stop price from just poking a bit higher above this short-term high here, and then invalid? So like I put my stop up here. It just taps and runs me out, and then it fucks off. So in all honesty, I should have been better prepared. I missed out on wonderful price delivery, but I'm not obviously I'm not happy about it, but I'm not the most annoyed fella because I know that this just proves the reasoning, right? Who if anyone ever wanted to um, discount, not discount what I'm, but like sweep what I'm saying under the rug and tell me like I'm crazy and it's not true, be like, go and look at the live stream from earlier. I mean, there's literal proof of me saying this is the level I'm looking for on the daily. This is the reason why. Right. I took my entry. The only reason why I could not take a second entry was if I had lost the second entry, what is the reason for that loss then? The reason for the loss becomes because I broke my rules, right? It's like just because you think that the next trade is going to be better, if your capital limitations are one trade a day or two trades a day, you need to forfeit that potential profit, especially because I am not someone who is in the I'm not in the position where I have a lot of money to lose, where I can say take 50 US dollars. I know it's obviously that's still a lot of money to people who like grown adults. I'm 20. I'm I'm broke. Um, but let's say if I just had that breathing room to say, oh well, looks like I didn't lose too much earlier. Like what more can I throw behind this one and see if it sticks? Then and cool. But even with that, you obviously still have limitations. So like obviously, I'm not crazy happy about what had to take place today. Um, but yeah, I made this pattern thing when I wish I screenshotted it because again it's in the live stream just before this one. I said the market must move down, and then it kind of did this, and then it's gonna like right, then it's gonna say like fuck, then it might like chop around for a bit, and then it dumps, and it just comes back just to either clear the high, right, and then do the same thing and fuck off lower, or just fall short of that high and then obviously fuck off. What happened here? Comes down, acts like it's fucking off, stops people out, hunts his short terms, you know, stops here, right? My eyes are still here. Bearish change in the state of delivery, OTE, inversion fair value gap here, close the prop. If I were to remove all of this here quickly, and this is another model, although I guess not everyone would agree. This, in theory, this body was meant to be a bearish propulsion block. Sorry, I just want to see if my phone is. Not sure if I put that on sound. It's fine. It's charging. Um, so what I was saying was, this would have been a trade. Let's say it's 9 a.m. I want to go long. So I'm like, cool. We swept the low here. We've These are the two series of the two lowest down close candles. So I've got a bullish change in the state of delivery. I have this old bearish, prop block. Let me go long here. If you went long here, so as soon as this candle trades to the body with a stop loss down here, all right, the market closing, you see how like it kind of the market gives you a chance to say, well, not all the time, but in this case, it presented the opportunity of saying, are you ready or are you sure? Because if I went long here, bet I say I'm going long. Let's say I'm like, man, a stop loss at these swing lows. If the market is truly bullish, surely a stop down here should work just fine, right? What does it do? Closes above, right? After this candle closed, right, and this one now, opens and all. At some point, you might have even thought, okay, all right, we're in business now. Then you get a strong fucking close, past the body, right? You've closed past the consequent encroachment of this BC here, right, between this candle's high and that candle's low. You've closed past the consequent encroachment level, right? Then you now, and you've closed past this, what was meant to be your propulsion block flip. But once flipped back against you, but because your stop loss was now down here, instead of say putting it at this, if the stop loss was at this swing low, right, this retracement back up here, that would have been the last chance where the market said, if you are long, get out now. Get now. But anyways, um, it doesn't give you that chance. It says, okay, think of it. At this point here, why would you be long? Because not so you so your first point of entry here, that's been overrun. So if anything, at this candle's close, I would have considered fucking just, as it's pulling back up here, close one, or at least close off of your trade, because your trade's basically been invalidated here. So then it rejects this level. So if you saw that close now, that a clear bearish close, you've had an inversion fair value gap. Technically had an OTE swing. The wick means nothing. Look at the bodies. Just starts peeling away. Comes back again. Made a bearish mitigation block here now. And it just pulls lower. Comes back with a chance here again. Anyone else want a chance? Goes down. Pulls way back up here again. So now again, the question just becomes, right? It's about riding it. It's about saying, okay, fine, cool. Let's say here, right? I took my trade, right? On that return, I'm not gonna put a stop up where the fuck that I've learned my lesson enough today. And I'm like, you know, fuck going half porting and half oz. Like the trade is gonna trade to this daily unfold fair value gap eventually. And I just said, fuck it. And on the next OTE run back up with the propulsion block, I'm going to add one more. And you could have then added here when price traded back up into this candle's body. Let me get that. Could have added here and kept a very modest, even if you look at this massive swing point wick, its consequent encroachment above, say, like a 75 level, could have put another stop. So, to just be clear, and whatever else about all this shit, it works, and it works well. It's simply about, am I willing to follow the rules? I mean, like, yes, like this, because now you're going into candle bodies and whatever. I completely understand why some guys are just gonna be like, "Hey, fuck it, bro. I see a trend line there. Oh, we gotta break below it. Full port that 1 to 1 or whatever, and then they're done." But also, like, I will never shit on trend lines because one thing that I'll never, well, that I don't understand because I just don't use them. So, how can I be well versed in something that I don't, actively, participate in? Is like, let's say, like, think of it, right? These bodies are lower, but this wick is lower. So if I drew out that trend line from the bodies now, that body to that body, right? Seems like a whole lot of random shit, right? Somebody somewhere has a strategy based around this. You took, say, if you like bet, there's a fairly decent downtrend. There's that point and this one here. Like, wouldn't it be funny that like, that defined like your downtrend. Um, you know, this here kind of starts your whole uptrend, and you just note where they meet. There's that So obviously, like this is, I'm not saying this is the right way to use it, but for the one person, or if someone ever watches this, or a dead, or if a relative or someone ever finds this and you're trying to get into your whole trading thing, if you spend enough time, you can get a trend line strategy. But if you want to only use trend lines and not even consider, say, using some basic supports and resistance, I mean, like here, dude. Let's say before this New York PM, right? Let's say like everything to the right of this line, if it wasn't there, you had these candle bodies and that low, so that was your support level. And then say if you're like cool in terms of a trend line of a possible breakout, you have that high, you have that there. I mean, you would have had literally a breakout trade right there. If you say you're going to put your stop just a bit below that support level, and you so cool because you've got a swing point there, or sort of not swing, you say like a high or some sort of a level of resistance. You're like, bet you want to target that. What the fuck is wrong with that? It's more than fine. So yes, this is all like cherry picking stuff, but this to me, why I just don't like it is that I lose the accuracy that I feel like I have with monitoring, just say like the candle bodies, and like kind of like letting the noise print when it wants to print, and then when it's time to go be a vulture, man, you know, like go be a vulture. Oh, dude, it's actually getting late already. Um, Tomorrow I will make sure what do you call it? I'll trade London definitely. I'm not scheduled. I will also trade New York. Yeah. Okay, sure thing. Is it like a stop or what? Is the house a stop? Yeah. Okay, sure thing. Yeah, I'll just get the rest quickly. I'll get the rest. I'll just put on the shed. Okay, alright. Alright. Oh yeah, yeah. Fuck, do I even have jackets here? Or jerseys? I'm just a bit cold, man. Um, so yeah, I will come back tomorrow. I'll also watch some more ICT content, do some reading, all that other good jazz. Uri, you're gonna be fine. I know you're scared, but we asked for this, man, and I've been working towards this. I can do it, and I will do it. So, because I'm doing it now already, right? I can do anything. I know I can, baby.